Today I'm going to show you how anyone, even complete beginners, can turn ideas into working apps by vibe coding using Replit without touching a traditional code editor. And to prove it, I'm building a real app in this video live using nothing but prompts. So if you've ever wanted to build your own app, tool, or even website, but thought, I can't code, then this is about to change everything. Replit calls this build at the speed of thought, and honestly, after using it, that feels pretty accurate. Use the promo link below to try it out, but stay with me because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to start building your own app today. Replit is an all-in-one platform where you can build, debug, design, and ship apps in one place. Think of it as ChatGPT plus VS Code plus hosting plus deployment plus templates plus collaboration all fused together. It removes the biggest headaches, managing files, installing packages, setting up servers. Replit handles all of it. Replit lets you go from prompt to working code to live deployed app in one workflow. It's built for both beginners and developers alike. Beginners can vibe code, experienced devs get full control. If you can describe an app, you can build it here. Build a morning routine checklist, habit tracker, a daily planner, or portfolio website. Sign up is fast. Use the link below, then put your email and password in and you're done. There's two main modes here on the dashboard, build and design. It works like a chat, describe what you want and Replit builds it. Remember to try Replit using the promo link below for extra credits. Now let's get into the live build. There's 5 main steps to building your very first app. There's the plan, the prompt, the first build, trial and error or refinement, and then testing and publishing. Step 1 is taking that idea that you've got for the app and define the goal of what we want our app to do and laying it out into a bit of a plan. It's important at this stage to keep your initial requirements simple. So for this video, the goal is to build a simple app to track habits and daily disciplines. We can customize each of these habits and then create streaks of the number of days in a row we've done that habit. Step 2 is creating the prompt. Now I recommend we use Claude or ChatGPT to help us build this prompt. Essentially what we're going to do is go into ChatGPT and say, I want to build a daily discipline tracker. So we've got things like not adding too many features. We want it to be drag and drop. We want this to be one shot in that the prompt that ChatGPT gives me, that should be able to get pasted straight into Replit to come up with a working prototype straight away. And for each habit we're tracking, we want to have the ability to add either an emoji or an image to represent that habit. Plus when they hit milestones of 5, 10, and 20 days, they get this kind of gamified pat on the back. Okay, let's shoot that off and see what it comes back with. Okay, great. ChatGPT has given us this prompt ready to go. So we've got the goal, the tech, and core features, that is a mobile layout, habits with emoji and optional image, drag and drop ordering, daily completion and streaks, basic gamification, followed by some points on design and behavior, as well as what the output would be. Step 3 is the first build. So coming back to Replit inside this dashboard, click on build and then paste in the prompt. We can see it here. Then down the bottom, we've got options for a mobile app or web app. At this point, I recommend using web app, which we can still access from a mobile, but the mobile app is a little bit more advanced. So we'll stick with web app for now and then click start chat and that will start doing the build for us. So it's a bit of a process. It's going to take maybe 15 to 30 minutes. So it's something that you'd need to set and forget and come back when it's ready. However, at times when you're actually going through the preliminary stage of the build, you may need to select certain options that it's asking you for input on. So here it's quickly summarized some of the things that are involved in the actual plan of the app and the prompt of the app. So yeah, start building. Here we go. It's going to run through some of the steps that are involved with building this app, but we'll skip through this real quick and come back at the end of the build so we can move on to step 4, which is trial, error, and refinement. Hey, there we go. We can see on the right hand side, we have our daily discipline tracker, build habits, track progress, stay consistent, and it's got a button for add new habit and our list of habits. Now on the left hand side, you can see as we were going through the build process, all of the different things that were happening in the background. And even down the bottom here, we've got an option to either dismiss and play with the app or continue building because it's got some proposed tasks that I like to do, including editing and deletion of things, adding habit categories and filtering options. So I think I'd like that inside my app, but for now, let's just test it real quick and say, let's add stretching. And we're going to use a stretch emoji. All right. And I could put an image in, but I won't do that at this point. And we'll click add habit. So there it is, simple as that. And we can just tick that off. Great. We've got a 1-day streak. All right. But at the moment, I can only delete it. I can't do anything here to edit it. So I like the idea of doing these proposed tasks. So let's go ahead and continue the build. So just click continue building. Again, we'll let it work through this and come back when it's completed. Okay, great. Those changes are made and we can see here that yes, now we can edit these habits. So that's pretty cool. To be fair, I think it's pretty clever that Replit was able to take the concept, turn it into an app, and then after it had built it, it was like, do you know what? I think that we should add this, this, and that. So that is very proactive for someone that's trying to build an app, wants to make improvements, but doesn't really know how they should do those improvements. It works it out for you and delivers it. What I'm going to do is take a moment to add in some habits and have a bit of a play around, and we'll come back in a second. Great, I've just added a bunch of habits in. You can see them all here. Just some simple things we can do day to day to be better at work, better at mindfulness and fitness. So this is something that I try and do every day. And now that I have the app, I will be able to do it every day and create some streaks. Now that I've added some habits in, I want to show you a bit of a problem I found that I'm going to get to fix. And it's going to be, so I want to call family. Now, say I don't want to put an emoji in, I want to put an image in instead of emoji. It's made it so that an emoji is required before I can add the habit. And I want it to be either an image or an emoji. Because with the 4-hour work block, I actually put in an image and I had to put an emoji in as well, but it wouldn't display the image. So there's two things I need to get fixed, as well as it represents only a short number of characters. You can see here, 4-hour work block. It only shows a handful of characters. So I want to extend that out. Same with this one here. So those 3 things I need to get fixed. And the last one, which is quite a major one, is maybe I want to change the order of when these habits should happen. This up and down feature doesn't work and I can't drag and drop. So let's fix those 4 things. I'll just create a quick prompt for those things to be fixed and come back in a second. So what I did is essentially in ChatGPT I blurted out my thoughts of how to make this app a little bit better and the errors I wanted to get fixed. And I've asked it to write that as a prompt that a vibe coding app can understand better. There we go, that's fantastic. Let's copy and paste that in. And here is the field that we can, as it says, make, test, or iterate. So this is going to be an iteration. Let's paste that in and press the go button. And hopefully it comes back with the result we wanted. Let's test it out. Great, it's made those changes. We can see the interface looks a bit different and the changes have been identified and made. So emoji is now optional. Let's check that. So if we add a new habit and call it dinner, we can add it without adding an emoji. That's optional as well. So health, let's put that in. And we can probably just get rid of that. So there we go, dinner. There's no emoji, there's no image. Okay, the image upload support, I did play around with it, but it's still not quite working. Perhaps in the final publish of this app, I could get it to work, but it's not a huge thing at the moment. I'm pretty happy with the functionality and UI here. So next is the wider layout with better title display. And you can see that we've actually got much more room for the titles to fit in here. So that's great. And this last one, drag and drop reordering, we can see that we can pick them up, move them around, drop them in, but let's just put it back where it belongs. So there we go, that app is ready to rock and roll. The final step is to publish, which is a simple matter of coming up to the top right here, pressing the publish button, and we have a few options here. And Discipline Tracker is available. We can make this available to the public or just for private teams. We've got a bunch of advanced settings, which we won't go into at the moment. And then the last thing you can do, and then the final step is just to press the publish button. It'll go away and prepare it, and then we'll come back in a second. Amazing, that is done. So let's check it out in a new tab. Run discipline.tracker.replit, and here it is. That's published, ready to go. So you can now use this daily discipline tracker and track when you get your things done and then get some streaks happening. So let's come back in a few days and see how well I've been going with my streaks. You can open up this URL nice and easily inside your phone, tap the top share button, add to home screen, and then you've got your app right on your home screen ready to go. But if you're super clever, you can come back into Replit, publish it as a mobile app, and then put it up on the App Store. But there's a lot of steps to get that happening with compliance, especially with Apple. But for now, I recommend if you're gonna go and build something, get out there and do it. Turn your idea into an app, deploy it as a web app, and start using it for yourself. There you go, do fast, accessible app building with Replit. There's no coding skills needed. Describe the app, watch as it builds, refine the UI, and then publish. Use the promo link below to try Replit and start with a small idea. Watch this video next to see the best way of how to access and use Nano Banana Pro. Also subscribe to the channel for more AI updates just like this. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you there.